So we were going to cover this just yesterday, but with all the recent news of many icons within our pop culture community passing away, we kind of had to push this back a little bit. So we're going to talk about it today on the Transformer Tuesday in our community. But there is also some new news within the Transformer community on Transformer Tuesday, and it's out of our very next Transformers fan stream that we're going to be getting November 29th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looks like we're going to finally be seeing some color in-hand images, not color renders, but in-hand images of the HasLab Deathsaurus. So that's pretty hype. We're going to finally get to see how that plastic finally pours into the mold. This is pretty exciting, to say the least. So again, next Tuesday, it's going to be the next Transformer Tuesday, November 29th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be BMAC and Evan that will be presenting this. Hopefully, maybe even some new other stuff also, but we will see then. So mark that on your calendar next week, Tuesday. But let's jump into it. We're going to talk about some Transformers Earthspark news. So we got a bunch of images just a couple of days ago, and these were all in-package images of the Deluxe class Earthspark Transformers, as well as some brand new images that we got today of the Warrior class Thrash, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people will want to have in their collection. So these images, we've seen them kind of a little bit before. In past October at the Oz Comic-Con in Australia, Hasbro had these on display, but they asked people to not take pictures of the back of these packaging, primarily because there was a little bit of some brand new surprises and spoilers they wanted to do. So one person did take a picture of the back of the packaging. They were asked, please, if you do post it, could you censor that portion so that people could only see the Bumblebee, the Megatron, and the Twitch, not numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7. Of course, that individual who did post it, while they did censor it, they still said what the names of 4, 5, and 6 were, which was Optimus Prime, Shockwave, Grimlock, and Nightshade. Time passed, and then we finally got to see some images of that Deluxe class Optimus and the Shockwave, but we never saw any images of this Grimlock and Nightshade, primarily because they're going to be coming out much later in late 2023. But now we have these images of the packaging as well as some images of the back of the packaging. So we have a little bit of a doorway into what these characters are going to look like, at least with this little robot mode portrait that we have. So we have number 6 here, which is Grimlock, and number 7, which is Nightshade. I'm going to try to blow these up as much as I can, unfortunately, because there's only so much that we could do with the limited, res of these images. So the first thing we're going to address is the Grimlock. So there was a lot of rumors going around, look what they did with Shockwave. They just took the Cyberverse Deluxe class Shockwave, took away the blast accessories, repainted it, resculpted it ever so slightly, and then released it as a brand new Earthspark product. Maybe they're going to do the same with Grimlock here. Well, from what it looks like thus far, unless the animation model is different from the toy itself, from the original Cyberverse Grimlock toy, it looks like it's a brand new design and or toy probably. The head design is clearly unique. It's a very different kind of design than what the Cyberverse one was. And looking at that neckline and the chest area, it just looks different than what the Cyberverse Deluxe was. And I'll be honest with you, the Cyberverse Deluxe Grimlock wasn't really that great a figure. It wasn't terrible, but there is better versions of Grimlock that you could probably own in the Cyberverse line that probably work with scale too. But so just wanted to kind of cover that one. The other one is Nightshade, and what's interesting about this one is this character we've only seen up to this point we'll call it the protoform look, which clearly had that bat cowl kind of head sculpt to begin with, just much more muted on the protoform one. In this case, we see with Nightshade, this clearly is whatever is scanned by this character at some point, be it a jet, some kind of, it's very turquoisey green kind of color scheme, but that bat cowl is now much larger and pronounced. So now at least what we do know is at some point Nightshade is going to scan something, which is kind of a given along with the other two, but also that the toy is going to be based off of whatever they did scan. So that's not too much of a surprise because it's not like we got protoform toys of both Twitch and Thrash, but at least it tells us that at some point we're going to get a Nightshade figure in the Deluxe class. And I guess the other two, maybe a warrior class, I guess. Probably. But we'll see what happens with that. We still have another 13 episodes of season 1 of Transformers Earthspark to know how those characters are going to pan out and how they're going to look. And thus, as a result, on the flip side of it, what potential future toy product will look like too. So just want to kind of just address those and go, hey, these are happening. These are coming at some point. Again, I remember one of the Hasbro employees saying that like Optimus and Shockwave are going to be releasing in mid 2023, and then Grimlock is going to be Q3 2023, and then Nightshade is going to be Q4 2023. Like they're going to be sold like individually, which if I remember correctly was kind of the similar situation that they did with the Cyberverse Deluxes, going from like the beginning up until RC, who was like the final wave, where it was kind of like we got the first batch were all at one shot, and then the individual ones were like kind of an all-in-one case. So we'll see what happens with that. Pretty interesting. Otherwise, again, it's always nice to see some of these designs of these characters, because we kind of got all these episodes dropped in our lap, 10 episodes in one shot, and now we're going to have to wait until we get the next batch. I really think, me personally, maybe they should have just done it weekly, but it is what it is in the streaming world that we have today. But pretty cool stuff to see these designs. Very curious, just what they turn into. Obviously, Grimlock's going to probably be some kind of dinosaur, be a T-Rex or otherwise. Nightshade, I don't know. Maybe some kind of bat designs, some kind of flight design. Just looking at that dynamic head sculpt, some kind of bat design probably, or some kind of flying creature. We'll see what happens with that. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Again, reminder, Transformer Tuesday, November 29th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to learn more about that Deathsaurus.